Now, Blair, aka Illuminaughtii, actually put up a response video to all the allegations that came out against her just recently. Now, if you don't know who Blair is or Illuminaughtii, she's a YouTube channel that has 1.7, well, it used to have 1.7 million subscribers, but now is around 1.6 million, closer to 1.7, but she's lost 30,000 subscribers within the past couple of days. Now, if you missed the last video, you missed a lot of the drama that happened over on Twitter, and this drama all circulated because of Blair saying that another channel called Legal Eagle plagiarized her editing style, and the fallout from that tweet resulted in a lot of the people from her old collaborative group channel coming out against her, saying that her negative behavior that she's portraying online right now is something that's been happening for years. And they came out with screenshots, evidence, and a bunch of just statements coming out against Blair. The Click and Wonder are both of the creators that came out that worked with her 2 years ago on Sad Milk, which was a collaborative group channel. During their statements, it was pretty much the same exact thing. They said that Blair was a horrible person behind the scenes and treated them just horribly. The YouTuber by the name of The Click put out a thread saying that Blair was just a horrible person, and throughout the time that they were doing the collaborative group channel, that Blair always wanted control of it, and this control turned into an ego trip, and whenever they tried to intervene and try to say that they should be doing something differently, Blair said otherwise and didn't give them the reins, or wanted the help but didn't give them the reins or any access to help her with the channel. So in turn, she started freaking out on The Click, and that was one of the last times that they ever spoke together. Now, a lot of the things in the past, Blair would just, bury, put it underneath a rug and just make sure that nobody ever remembered it. And that's a lot of the same for a lot of YouTubers who do something bad and they just kind of cover it up or just go along with their channel as if nothing happened. We see that a lot of times within the YouTube sphere. And a lot of people thought either Blair was going to do that or respond, and she took the latter and actually responded to all the claims. During this video, she said that she was taking responsibility and accountability for her actions, and it was finally a video that she wanted to touch upon different drama and things that came out over on Twitter. Now, I'm not going to really reiterate a lot of the things that happened during this video. It was 42 minutes long, which is pretty long to say the least, and I put it on 1.2 like speed on YouTube, and it still was a lot to take in. So with the first part where she said that she was trying to take accountability for her actions, it really didn't result in her taking accountability for pretty much anything. A lot of the video was her talking about their statements and then trying to flip it as if they were just doing something wrong and it was their actions that made her act like that. In the beginning of the video, she talks about Click and how he was speaking about how she was trying to take over his Discord server and putting her moderators in there, and how Click had a pedo in his Discord server and he never did anything about it to get that member banned. And this first part of the video painted Click to be one of these weird people that just have a Discord server, and it again made it look as if the Click was a horrible person who had this power and he didn't know what to do with it. He had a Discord server that had a lot of members, and when people did something inappropriately, he just never took them out of the Discord server and he felt like it was okay. She also brought up the fact that his channel was deleted for sexual content or sexually explicit content, and how she and a couple other people had to help and be his saving grace in order to get his channel back. And again, we'll talk about this later on in the video. Now, after just kind of dismantling the Click's just whole theory, trying to downplay everything that she did within that drama with her and Click, she went on to go talk about Wander. And during this little segment, I felt it was a little bit weird because she brought up like mental health and then spoke about how Wander had nothing and how she was kind of like this person who came into his life and gave him everything, not because she had to, but because it was out of her good heart and kindness. And she brings up how Wander was going to eventually end his life, and there's messages between them saying that he was going to end his life. And I just felt like it was a little bit too personal. I know Wander in his like thread of tweets put up pictures of like how dirty her house was and everything else, but to go deep dive and say that he was like going to end his life and put that out to your 1.7 million subscribers just to paint him out as somebody that was mentally unstable, I felt like it was a little bit weird and a little bit too far in that aspect, because it's not like he was doing anything hurtful. He was just putting out information that he's went through during his time living with you. I just thought it was very weird, because then she goes on to say the thing about the therapist and how she gave him the therapist or the number to the therapist, and because she did that, then she had to stop working with that therapist, and then pretty much just says like she's just upset upset that she was even associated with you. And I don't know, it was just weird. I felt very uncomfortable reading that or like listening to that part of it, and I just felt very uncomfortable. The only time that she actually had some type of nice emotion or any type of emotion throughout the whole entire video, besides like monotone voices like this where she says, "Hey Click, you are a bad person and I am a good person, and the things that you did resulted in me doing the things that I did." The only time that she actually changed that up and put different emotion into the video was when she was talking to her friend Oz. Now Oz was one person that lived with them or owned the house, and she was saying how she wanted to continue their friendship even though it was messed up, and how Oz was saying that hopefully their friendship can go back to normal probably like a year or two ago. But at the end of this as well, she states that she's gonna miss her friendship and everything with Oz, but she thinks it's time to cut the cord and end it right there. It was just weird. This response to the drama was probably one of the very more mixed emotions towards the whole entire community. They all felt it was kind of weird that she would bring in different information from different things that weren't even brought up throughout other people's like statements against her throughout that whole entire situation. I guess the saving grace was like when she said her apologies to Legal, and even then she actually didn't even put the blame on her. She put the blame on her editors for bringing it up to her, and then she said that she shouldn't have even said anything in the first place. That's the only time that she actually took accountability for what she was going to say, and that was like the first 5 minutes of the video before she went on the Click and Wander and Oz. So I just felt like it was very weird. It was very mixed emotions, and I thought that it was going to be a way better response than what it was, and it just seems like, again, she's just taking the accountability and passing off to somebody else. Like the reason why her actions resulted in the way that they did was because other people pushed her to do that. She was trying to become the victim, and she wanted to be the victim very badly, and you could tell throughout the whole entire video. I think the lack in subscribers or the lack in views throughout the last couple of weeks, or like throughout the last week when everything started to happen, that really started to bother her. She went down 30,000 subscribers within just a couple of days. So she knew that her like reputation was on the line. So I think passing judgment off to somebody else and taking the accountability and giving it to somebody else and saying that it's their fault, or it's their fault for the reason why I acted the way that I did. Even though sometimes you got to be the bigger person and not react because somebody else is reacting differently or negatively towards you. This video is 42 minutes long, and it kind of got very personal for people that haven't even been associated with her for a couple years. Yeah, they did put some personal things in there, like how she's messy, or how she doesn't clean her house, or how she's kind of like a hoarder. And yeah, you know, that's a little bit personal. Maybe she felt like they were attacking her, or Wander was trying to attack her and try to make her look gross on the internet, which, you know, people do that all the time. But to go take it a step further, say where he lived at, where his car was, or where her car was, and say that he wasn't paying any of the bills, and just deflecting once again all the blame that was put onto her onto them. And of course, this is still one-sided. They have to put out another statement, which as I was looking on Twitter, they both said that they're going to be putting out videos. So there will be another video once their videos come out, to where we kind of like combine all these things and get like a final statement from everybody. If you haven't seen Blair's video, I say go check it out, then form your own opinion from there. Again, I went into the video with an open mind, and I thought that she was really going to give solid evidence. Besides the receipts that she had, those are easily tampered. You could easily do that whenever you needed to. Besides those receipts and not giving enough context towards what she's speaking about, it kind of just seems like she's bringing up things from the past or things that have been buried for so long in order to get more drama out there, to kind of deviate some of the attention off of her and put it to Wander and the Click, instead of taking like responsibility or accountability. We've seen these types of situations happen online before, and the YouTuber who's usually in the wrong makes like a 10-minute video and says that they're going to step up to the plate and take accountability and not really debunk everything that's said about them, because a lot of the times you just can't. You just make it out to be even worse than what it actually is. If she would have just went on video and then spoke about how the information was kind of mixed and how she was going to try to be a better person, then that would be more respectable than her trying to push blame off of somebody else. But anyways, that's the end of my video. That's a little update to the whole situation and how she's put up a response video to Click and Wander, and how she's going to, you know, move on from them, and this is like a new chapter of her life. But again, just another way for her to sweep it under the rug. I guarantee you within a month that video will be gone off of her account. But anyways, thank you so much for watching the video, and subscribe to the channel.